Hello, 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 everybody. We are back once again to cover the very last receipt chain in the Anathema proxy arc TAP, or TAP. We start with CTAP01, and the password hint is according to the blank. Answer can be found in CTDC04, and I'm already aware of what it is. They talk about the Soul Accord. Boom. This first one was posted on December 1st, 1995 by employee 44, and it says, I believe I've made another important breakthrough regarding the Anathema proxy clause and the Prince's Soul Accord. Or, well, maybe. And it might be a stretch, or it might be the most obvious answer ever. So, for Padre to actually utilize Anathema proxies, he needs his siblings to be unable to perform their duties, right? What if whatever is outlined in the dark contract between himself and Mrs. Pleasant, Akka, and Umbra allows him to do this somehow? I mean, I know it's not wise to make assumptions without evidence to back them up, but it seems so obvious to me. Why else would Padre go through the trouble and danger of forming a dark contract with two customers who owe him no loyalty and a boogeyman not under his control? Because something in their contract can enable the Anathema proxy clause, and if the Court of Angels caught wind of that, his whole operation would be shut down faster than I can drink a cup of coffee, and I can drink a cup of coffee fast. The only way to prove this, of course, would be to read the dark contract signed in his red book. I'm aware of the glaring problem with that plan. By its very nature, a dark contract cannot be read until fulfilled, meaning the only people who know what it entails would be Padre and his dark triad, and I doubt they would be willing to share the details with us over coffee. However, whatever terms they've laid out have to be based on some sort of existing demonic law or loophole. Luckily, my parents own quite an extensive library of such books, a necessity of their work. I'll see if I can dig up more than just paper cuts. Oh, this is already starting out very interesting. Let's see how this continues. In CTAP02, clue is a means to escape or a twist to unwind. You can find in the last one, the only thing that seemed close to anything that might be that is loophole, and boom. This one was posted the next day by 1313, and it says, guess who's been roped into study buddy duty? The only thing we found in our parents' library is dust and a lot of it. My allergies are killing me, and I'm on the verge of killing my brother. And of course, he doesn't just want to ask daddy for what he's looking for. I get that they work for the cafe's enemies or friends or whatever, but like, he loves this kind of stuff, and I'm sure he would know exactly what we're looking for. Speaking of, I don't think Dorkules even knows what he's looking for. Something dark, something biggest loophole since Fermi. I don't know what he's on, loads of coffee by the smell of it, but I can't keep up with his thought process. I guess somehow Padre is able to break the gates of hell using Pleasant, Akka, and Umbra along with 7 human proxies or something like that. It seems like a total stretch, and even if he could, why would Pleasant, Akka, and Umbra matter? And that, lucky you, is the question I'm qualified to research. While I don't have a chance at finding whatever loophole 44 is looking for, I can at least read up on Padre's dark triad. Well, sort of. There's no information about Akka or Umbra here. They're both too young to be in any of these books. I mean, they're like, what, 500-ish years old? I guess that's young by demon standards. Pleasant's ancient though, like old. Too old to know how old. The only thing that I can find that might be why Padre wanted Pleasant is the same thing 44 found a while back. Pleasant's dad is not the same as Padre's, which is pretty rare, and I managed to narrow it down to 4 possible deadbeats. Adam, Cain, Abel, or Seth, maybe, I think. I don't know. Pretty astute for someone I like to portray as a valley girl. Going to TAP03, this one is not passcoded. It was posted the day after that by 1313 as well, and it says, okay. I'm completely over the whole researching thing. It's giving me such a migraine. Well, I don't know if it's the research, the weather, or just this thing in my head. Like, I've been hearing lyrics, I think. They're super loud, and they keep playing over and over and over. I think I just need to get them out, to be honest. So why put them in a receipt? Well, give them a read and you tell me. Maybe I just can't get Red's recent, jamais vu out of my mind. Verse 1. 7 eyes, all ablaze, in a fiery, chaotic haze, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and pink, all unseen. 7 flaming eyes burning bright in the darkness of the darkest night. 7 flaming eyes, they see all, out from the shadows they'll crawl. Mysteries swirl within their gaze, secrets hidden from mortal ways. In the depths of the abyss, something sinful is amiss. Poppy as a pavo, hubris. Buff as a buffonidae, avarice. Lavender as a Leo, misanthropy. Glaucius as a gastropod, dejection. Sage as a sus, veracity. Saffron is a serpentis, sorrow. Cyclamen as a capra, avidity. 7 flaming eyes burning bright in the darkness of the darkest night. 7 flaming eyes they see all, out from the shadows they'll crawl. 7 sleepless eyes in the darkness, they come alive, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and pink, all unseen. That's interesting as hell. So we're gonna go to tap 04, and the passcode hint is you're absolutely green with blank. It's in tap 03. Assume that it's something in the song, I'm thinking it's gotta be one of these words. So what is green in here? I know sage is definitely green. So what's under sage? Veracity. What does veracity mean? Voraciousness, a state of voraciousness, rapacity, or extreme gluttony. Ah, it's a sin. Let's see if that's it. Gluttony. Ooh, look at me. This one was posted the very next day on 12/4/95 by 44, and it says, I think I found it. Or, well, I found something. So, as we're all aware, the other side is comprised of 7 planes, each tied to a prince of hell. And each prince embodies one of the 7 deadly sins: pride, greed, wrath, sloth, gluttony, envy, and lust. Additionally, each prince of hell holds a key that, when combined, can open the gates of hell, a sort of prison at the center of the other side that holds the devil himself. Furthermore, every demon is tied to one of the 7 planes, right? I mean, that's the whole point of the soul accord. Upon death, your soul gets bound to one of the planes based on how you died, more or less. But that leaves an entire group of demons out of the picture, high demons like Pleasant. The Mothman wasn't born to any of the planes. And if my sister is correct, and I assume she is in some regard, the Mothman's parentage has to be from a missing F plane, Eden. Of course, Eden is mostly considered mythological or allegorical. I'm not trying to say that Eden is or isn't real, but Mothman and all the high demons and the princes all originate from another sort of protoplane. At least I would have to assume so, because they had to come from somewhere. And perhaps the eth plane or protoplane is what imbues them with the power to, in a sense, break the soul accord. Consider that this hypothetical protoplane was, at one time, all of the other side. Then it stands to reason that this unity could be the very undoing of the simulacrums of the other side. Now, why Mothman specifically? Because Mothman isn't related to the devil. Practically all other high demons, the princes included, are related to the biggest bad, the devil. But Mothman isn't, and that has to somehow be key to Padre's plans. So then, why bring along Red Man and the Hat Man? That I'm still unsure about. In fact, I can't decide if Padre wanted the Hat Man or the Red Man or both. Regardless of who he wanted, they are currently a package deal. However, we know for a fact that the Hat Man seems to be working towards his own goals. But then what special purpose does the Red Man provide? I feel like I've almost placed it together, but then, well, no. This is certainly more than we knew when the Open Doors Church first appeared. Even if there are still a few unknowns, I believe we've almost figured it out. Ramping up to a fever pitch. This one's from the owner. It doesn't have a code, and it's not closed out, so that's not a good thing. It's posted on the 5th of December 1995, and it says, I'm late. My apologies. I've been rather consumed lately, as I'm sure you've all noticed. I don't mean to be hidden away in my office all the time, but well, I can't promise it won't happen again. In any case, another month down, and what a month it's been. You all managed to stop the impending destruction of the greater Los Angeles coffee scene. You've pieced together a truly impressive amount of information regarding Padre's obscure parish contracts and the specific tax exemption loophole he's been using to sell his coffee tax-free. I don't think I could have done it better myself. Truly exemplary work, everyone. We've also run through the gambit of Padre's cohorts, and I believe we've mined them for all the information they might give up. Sure, Padre has other ex-lovers, loan sharks, and strangers who would be more than willing to help out our cause, but I doubt any of them would be any more knowledgeable than Mr. Gray, Mr. Walker, and Mr. Clemens have been. Not to mention we more than made Padre Santos aware of our intentions, and it seems like we've managed to catch the ire of Mrs. Umbra personally as well. We are very good at being bothersome. I'd even argue we've become quite the anathemas to the Open Doors Church. Of course, it would seem the church is actively seeking anathemas these days, and we've seen the truly dangerous lengths they are willing to go to denounce those they dislike. And like moths to a flame, they plan to use these anathemas to pay off some sort of clerical debt. So, the question then becomes, how do we stop the Open Doors Church from utilizing this tax loophole to get the debt out? Sorry, misphrased that last bit, I suppose. Get out of debt. Well, we need to figure out who they plan to denounce and how. And I believe our best bet might just lie in the public education system. There's been quite the uproar over demonic board games, sinister backmasking, and hidden occult messages. If you thought the satanic panic was over, it's clearly just begun, and Padre is loving it. He's got all the PTA moms shouting from the rooftops, Satan sucks. And that is the title card for the next arc in the Open Doors saga. I'm so excited to get to that. I'm really happy that we got through this first one. And until next time, sweet nightmares. I just wanted to take the time to thank my Patreons and channel members. Your support is so appreciated. If you are not a channel member or Patreon and you would like to become one, there's a link in the description below. All channel members and Patreons receive 24 hours early access to all content posted on both of my channels. And all Patreons or channel members of the $10 Hellhound tier can request one horror-related video or stream topic, or one horror-related game that I play on my live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel and the content that I make.